I'm back. I hope you're doing fine. I'm tired. There's like stains on this fucking shirt. I literally just got this in the mail. I don't know if I was eating fucking nacho fries from Top. I think I was. I think I dropped some cheese or something on that. The shirt is huge. Like, it's literally a 5X shirt, and I'm swimming in it. Because I normally wear, like, size extra small or small. But this is just too big, and I love that I'm swimming in her. Today, we're going to be doing our makeup drunk. And I'm going to try really fucking hard to be super cute. I ordered lashes on Instacart. I've seen the comments, and I've seen myself in the mirror. I need false lashes for this to be super duper cunt. And we're going to be reading paranormal stories. I did a quick, I know I should have asked this last week, but I just had these ideas pop in my head like right before filming, so I did a poll on YouTube and on my Instagram story. The three options were kidnapped, paranormal, or I'm falling out of love with my partner. I loved all the ideas. Personally, I liked the falling out of love one just because I love relationship shit. Y'all know that. For the makeup look, I'm thinking gray and orange. I've done orange before. I haven't done gray and orange. It sounds like a really fucking weird combo. But like, you know what I mean? Also, I'm not from Texas. I don't know why I bought a Texas shirt. I just thought it looked it kind of looks like those like pretty girls that like are in college and they're like, I have to go run to the store, and they're wearing like short shorts and like their oversized like college sweater or shirt with their like keys, and they're like, they have like sprint across the campus and they go get like a Slurpee or something and then go see a movie. I don't know, like I just feel like I'm back in college again because I was in college for a whole month before I dropped out. Before we get to literally fuck all, what do we have to do? Cook an egg on my greasy hair? Really? It's time for fatty shot o'clock. Pull your shot out right fucking now. Go take your insulin. I know you do. Take a little hit if you have to. Gorge yourself in some delicious treats. I might have to go sneak into the kitchen and grab some York peppermint patties. And before you guys call me old as fuck, York peppermint patties are so fucking good. And there's like once every 1 to 2 years where me and my fiance remember York peppermint. And then we go kidnap her. We go take her from the store and bring her home, put her in the fridge, and then snack on them during the night. Oh God. Let me add a beauty blender to this, because this one, the tip fell off. So what am I supposed to do with that exactly? I found the first story, and it's give me your best spine-chilling real-life ghost story in the Paranormal Encounters group. This was 149 days ago by Zealous Ideal. And the comments are saying that it's bone-chilling. It's chilling to thy bone. What kind of bone? Ribeye. I don't know any other bones. I moved around a lot as a kid. We were the kind of family that would have boxes that would always go unopened and undisturbed between moves. My dad was a good guy but had issues with authority, so he usually had issues keeping a stable job for more than a year or so. So like he would go to a job and be like, that sounds like my sister low-key. My sister has like anger issues. Not me spilling my family lore. Also has issues with authority as well. Like she likes arguing with managers and stuff, which I mean, period. And there was this one time, this has nothing to do with ghosts. One time she worked at the post office and she was there for like probably like a month or something. And she was telling me how much she like fucking hated it, but like it pays good, so like it's okay. And then she said she like quit, and I was like, oh my God, what happened? And she's like, oh, I was at work and they were telling me something I need to do, and I told them I don't want to do that, and he was like, you have to. And she just screamed out in front of the whole fucking postal team, whatever the fuck they're called in there. I make way more money than any of you guys do and ever will. And then started cussing out the fucking manager, and then she got like escorted out. I'm like, okay. My sister swore she was in a movie, but like, I just don't get it. Maybe it's one thing that my sister isn't like in a relationship where she's like supporting a family, but like I can't imagine a dad that like can't keep a job, and you know you can't keep a job, so you keep boxes around your house because of how often you lose your job because you like getting in trouble at work. Like you have a family to support. What's more important, being in control at work or providing a home and care for your children? Anyways, during one of these moves, my dad found a steal next to his job. It was an old 2-bed, 1-bath house with a detached garage. I want to say it was around $300 a month for rent in 2003. $300 a month. Apparently, it was in a rough part of town. The landlord told us, I won't go into specifics, but I am required to tell you that someone had passed away in the house within the last 5 years. My dad saw a great deal and shrugged it off. Okay. That is the opening scene to literally every horror movie. And the fact that he was like, whatever, would like low-key be me. Like, I'm not, maybe that's like the white part of me, which is like 65% of my body. If I found like my dream house and it was like in the middle of the woods, which I want a house in the middle of the woods, like on a lake, and it was a great price because someone died in it, I'll exercise those demons myself. Oh, you're throwing stuff around? I'll throw stuff too. Babe, how are you gonna be so fucking greedy that even after death you want to keep your house? Hello? We moved in soon after and things started getting weird very quickly. There were noises in the house at all times. It was like we had other people living there. It would generally be noises that you'd expect when other people were around. Things like drawers opening and closing, doors swinging around on their own, water turning onto the bathroom and then back off. Nothing malicious was happening, so we just lived with it. Another weird quirk about this house. So like if you come over to my house and like a door opens on its own, or you see like a silhouette standing there, or something rips you off your bed, it's just one of the quirks of our house. Was that the front door had a keyhole on both sides, so you could not leave the locked house unless you had the keys. You could probably guess where this is going. But not a week or so after we moved in, we lost the keys. Boxes still littered the house and we were still in unpacking hell. So my dad, obviously stressed from the whole situation, started getting loud about the keys. He accused me of stealing them. He was cursing and being a general pain to everyone. Then out of nowhere, we heard the keys hit the floor in the living room and right in front of the couch right onto the floor. He picks them up, tries to rationalize what just happened, says fuck it, and leaves the house for work. Over the next few days, the stupid keys are in the center of the activity. My dad would put them in a glass bowl on the top of the tube TV every day after work, and somehow they would be moved by the morning. My favorite spot by far was when he found them in a sealed box of pots and pans that we needed to unpack. It had those little holes in the side of the box, and it's like someone just shoved them right into the hole out of spite. We all got a good laugh out of that one. You guys would be laughing. You must be built different than me. I'd be pissed and scared. The ghost is like literally telling you like, get the fuck out of my house, and you're like, right now you're probably like, okay, what's spine chilling about some noises and some keys moving around? Well, here you go. I was already kind of getting freaked out. So, what's next, baby? The worst thing that happened fairly frequently was the stomping. Most nights around 2 a.m. to 3 a.m., there would be very heavy footsteps pacing in the hallway outside of our bedrooms. I confirmed with my dad when I got older that yes, it kind of freaked him out as well. We had been living in this place for about 8 months at this point, and I was probably around 8 years old. I heard the stomping one night, and I just couldn't take it. I screamed out in the hallway, "Stop stomping around! I need to go to sleep, damn it!" At 8 years old, you were already a fucking confirmed baddie? 15 seconds of silence was abruptly interrupted by what sounded like a bull running full speed to my room. Then my door had 3 very aggressive slamming knocks on after another. It was so loud, my dad woke up and came to check on me. So what my dad would find is my carcass, like already rotting away because I would have passed away. Imagine like feeling powerful to the ghost. You're like, fuck you, get away from me, stop talking, like, stop stomping around, I'm trying to sleep. And then it just like full speed sprints at your room and starts pounding on the door like the police. I know that shut her up really quickly, and she never tried that shit again too. My stomach started to turn and I suddenly felt like I had to use the toilet. I was frozen in bed when I heard my dad call out to me, "Are you okay, buddy?" from his bedroom. I mustered up the courage to head out to the hallway. As I got up, I could tell something was not right. I was shaking like a leaf and my bowels were trying to evaluate while I was walking. I ran as fast as I could to the toilet, but it did not help. There was a trail from about halfway between my bedroom and the toilet, and my poor dad, worried about my safety, followed me to the bathroom to figure out what the hell just happened. I explained everything, crying on the toilet, making a mess of myself in the house. I was embarrassed and terrified. After this, my dad told me, "If you ever feel uncomfortable, you can come sleep in my room. Nothing can bug you when I'm around." Okay, that was sweet. No, he's not going to work tomorrow. He lost his job, but yes, he'll protect you from the ghost. The final straw came a week later. My dad had been dating a girl for over a year, and she had been staying with us more and more. One of the nights she stayed over, they had a really minor fight right before bed. I think it was about cleaning and chores. Anyways, they both went to bed grumpy about it. Right around the magic 2 or 3 a.m. mark, his girlfriend got yanked out of bed by one of her ankles and got dragged out of the bedroom and down the hallway. Okay. Was it the ghost or was it your dad? By her account, she woke up after she was on the floor and felt someone pulling on her leg. It took her a while to realize exactly what was happening. She shrieked and whatever it was let go. She ran back into the bedroom and turned the lights on and explained the whole thing to my dad. He sent me off to my aunt's house and stayed in the house alone for a few months while looking for another place to go. Why would he stay there? Like, I'm starting to think the ghost was also scared of him. Or was it like, Dad, remember when you, like, dragged her out of bed when you guys were fighting and you, like, were, like, pulling her around? And he's like, no, that was the ghost. Figured it would be safer without me there. During the packing and moving out of the house, my dad had some friends swing by to keep him company while he packed. Everyone who came by to help mentioned that they saw a small white dog walking around right when they entered the house. Yeah, that place was haunted as fuck. I still think about it from time to time. I wonder if the people who live there now deal with the same stuff, or if it's ever calmed down. My dad's girlfriend had brought a yoga ball to the house one time. As a rambunctious 8-year-old, I wanted to play with it all the time. She tells me I can play with it, but I'd have to be careful. So we lightly took it back and forth down the hallway. And after a minute or two, I toss the ball and it freezes mid-air before it makes it to her and comes right back to me. She was mortified. I was too young to realize what happened, and she didn't want to freak out her boyfriend's 8-year-old son, me, so she quickly just said she didn't want to play with it anymore, and we went and did something else. I hope you enjoyed the story. If I threw a fucking ball and it froze mid-air and then came back to me the opposite direction I just threw it in, I don't care if I was 4 years old. That wouldn't sit right with me at all. You were 8 years old and you saw that and you were like, well, yes, Newton's law. I know that I sounded like skeptical. I do believe stories. I truly do believe in ghost stories. I believe in a little bit from my story. My story is not that scary, which I'll get to towards the end of the video. It's nothing super crazy, but it was pretty fucking scary for me when I was 13. But I do believe that ghosts exist. I like to believe they exist because I like knowing that something may happen to you when you die, because the thought of there being nothing for you in the afterlife, you just being like nothingness, is fucking terrifying for me. So I like to believe they're real. I'm back. I finished with my base. For some reason, this like loose powder does not fucking stick to my face. I'm gonna have to like leave it on for like till I'm done with my eyes, because I've literally pressed it so fucking hard, and every time I like wipe it off, like brush it off, whatever the fuck you call it, it comes right off. You don't even see there was anything fucking there before, and it's pissing me off. Okay, this one's kind of like a shorter story, but the comments under it sound juicy, so like it sounds like it'll be pretty good even though it's kind of short. But before we read a story, I'm missing something, part of my routine, and no, it's not my face. I should fill out a job application? Maybe. But it's fatty shot o'clock for right fucking now. Really? This is from Tacos Polacos 2 years ago, so not that bad. People have Reddit. What is the scariest paranormal experience you've dealt with? This is in the ghosts group on Reddit. So the stairs in my attic had smelt like burnt hair for 3 days. Extremely odd because it was just that area. I have a very old and drafty house. On day 4, I came home from work just before midnight, and as soon as I walked through the door, I felt like I had something standing over my shoulder, breathing down my neck. This feeling was so... I love when my fiance does that. The feeling was so strong that I opened my medicine cabinet so the mirror was against the wall. I also showered with the shower curtain open because I had a powerful need to see the room. Something about showering is like it is the most vulnerable experience you can have. Every single time that I'm showering, I have like a plan in my head. If someone breaks in, if there's a ghost, if there's an earthquake, like I always go through it because I'm like, if someone breaks in, how embarrassing is it going to be to see my body like dead on the floor? That is so fucking embarrassing. Like for me, like I'm just picturing like how big and like round I would look with blood all over me on the floor. And like if I end up getting away from the killer, I can't like stop and get dressed. I have to run out of the apartment naked. That is so embarrassing. Like I can't. After the shower, I was a little less on edge until I walked past my 4-year-old daughter's room. The door was closed, but I heard her talking in her sleep. Then I heard a loud crash. I slowly opened the door. Slowly. I feel like if I had a kid and I heard something like really loud happening in the room that could be them falling or getting hurt or something, I would bust into that fucking room like the fucking Secret Service. I slowly opened the door to find her sleeping on top of her covers, and the pile of stuffed animals she insisted on sleeping with scattered across the room. I turned the light on low, looked around the room, and checked her breathing. All seemed well, so I went to bed. When I was little and I was like super scared, because when I was little I used to watch horror movies all the fucking time, and I never really had nightmares, and like to this day, like I'm not really scared of nightmares just because like they're like horror movies to me, and I fucking love horror movies. Like half of my tattoos on my bodies are horror movie stuff. And I've always liked scary shit. But at nighttime, there were certain days where I was just scared. And I had so many stuffed animals. I still have stuffed animals to this day. Like, I have so many fucking stuffed animals. Probably over, like, 40 stuffed animals in our apartment combined. And I used to have different names and different jobs for each one. So I would surround my body in the bed for each one so they could watch each corner of the room. And whenever I'd hear something in the middle of the night, I would grab one that was on shift and I would throw it at the noise so it could go 10. Can you go 10 to that noise? Like, I thought I was a boss. Maybe that's what she was doing? I don't know. But the next morning, I asked her if she had a bad dream that night. She said, yeah, there was a man with no arms and sauce on his face and he kept laughing at me. I told him to go away, but he wouldn't. Then an arm came out of the wall and threw me into the ceiling. I crashed back down on my bed and went back to sleep. Me, sauce on his face, question mark? Her, yeah, like red spaghetti. Okay. I can't have kids. Like that. And when he's supposed to tell them, babe, that wasn't sauce, that was blood. And no, that wasn't a dream, you were levitating. You have to keep it to yourself and you have to be the bigger person. I'm physically big, that's enough for me. I'm not stooping to a ghost level. What am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? I can't be a parent. I'm going to be more scared than they are because I know what's going on and they don't. So... Because I love you guys so much, I put on lashes. And yes, I'm looking fucking beyond gorgeous. I am. Like, I'm not, that's not what I'm upset about. It took me so fucking long to do this because I feel like the lashes are in the way. And I also feel like with lashes on, you kind of look more drunk. Like, I feel like I'm at the club and then like someone's like, oh my God, you need to go home, like you're being embarrassing. And I'm like, I'm not even drunk. I'm not drunk at all. What do you mean? And all I can see is my upper lash, and they still won't curl up. Like, no matter what I do, they stick straight out, and I'm wearing fake curled lashes. What am I supposed to do? I brought a lighter in here. I heated up the fucking curler. Does not curl the fucking lashes. It's fatty. I have no time. Okay, I found the next story. This is in the paranormal group as well, 128 days ago, from Doobie Doopie. I live in the heart of Appalachia, and this is easily the most terrifying story of all of my experiences. This story may be short or may be drawn out. I am recounting those events as I type it. Honestly, one of the most terrifying things that has happened. And it brings my most genuine stress to think about. This happened maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I live in southern West Virginia. I feel like West Virginia was like added as a state, like as a joke. Like, you know what I mean? No one, like, I've never heard of anyone from West Virginia. I only hear about, like, people, like, driving through West Virginia. And the only thing I know about West Virginia is, like, the Wrong Turn movies. About, like, the inbred, like, cannibals. And every time I look at pictures, like, it gives that, too. So if you're watching this from West Virginia, like, I'm sorry. Honestly, it's a beautiful state. It's pretty much just, like, trees. But okay. The woods and mountains surround every direction you look, and nighttime is a darkness that you can never dream of unless experienced. Okay. I was with my friend, I'll call him Mark. Why does everyone name their friend Mark? Like, every, like, guy name to go to in, like, stories, their name is Mark. I think this is, like, the 4th story on my channel where they've named him Mark. Mark was at my house one evening doing the usual things, watching UFC, playing Xbox, etc. Probably drinking Mountain Dew as well, if we know what we're talking about. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm talking about, like, hillbillies, I don't know. Me, like, clowning on someone for no reason, I'm sorry. It was extremely late when we finally got bored and decided to go for a walk on a nearby trail to smoke a joint. This is not particularly a long trail, but it's very dense in the woods that surrounded it, and it is easy to get freaked out when thinking of your surroundings. We finally get to about halfway in the trail, about 30 minutes in, where we stop, pack our joint, and stand on the trail to talk and chill. The forest is very alive tonight. There are always noises in the woods, but the amount of animal activity for the time was unsettling. At this point, it was probably past 1 a.m. This was strange and kind of eerie, but not alerting as any sort of predatory animal in the area may cause a disturbance. We finish smoking and continue our walk when almost immediately the forest falls dead silent. And as soon as the forest goes quiet, there is a voice. It almost sounds like a mocking humanoid voice, shaky and uncertain. I think every part of my body would concave. Like, it'd make me skinny, which I love, but I honestly think that, like, my bones would stop working. And I would shit myself. And I think every bodily fluid would come out. Almost like an old children's toy. Like the ones that were crackly speakers and robotic. If you know what I mean. This immediately sets us off. We bolt directly down the opposite length of the trail, but the sound does not gain distance. It doesn't get closer per se, but no matter how far we ran from the trail, this eerie voice remains the same volume, going over and over and over, not getting quiet or stopping. At this point, I'm convinced that we are in genuine danger. Something I have felt very few times. Finally, after sprinting for who knows how long, we exit the trail grasping for breath and almost at the verge of tears on how frightening that was. We begin to exit the trail, and about 5 minutes from the exit, there is a bone-shaking, heart-stopping, murderous scream from behind us. And I know what a mountain lion sounds like. This was not an animal. This was not someone playing or watching a movie. This scream sent birds flying from nests and made my heart drop into my stomach. It was genuinely the most depraved and violent scream I have ever heard. I would just assume I'm not going to be able to take out my 401k. Like, my 401k is good. I don't have a 401k. I don't have a normal job. And when I did work a normal job at the Apple Store, I took out my 401k because I needed to pay rent. So, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. This is a true story that I have only told maybe 3 people, all of whom seem to brush it off as false. I've never been a person to push for the existence of the paranormal or spiritual, but I genuinely believe I encountered something inhuman in those woods. I honestly genuinely believe that, like, I believe in, like, the, what are they called? Like, the lost humans of the Appalachia. I believe, like, our forests here, because they're so dense and so big, and a lot of it's, like, unaccounted for, and there's so many missing person cases near it, and there's supposed to be, like, underground railways and lost civilization, whatever. I believe that. Like, you're telling me that, like, everything we found in human form is what we have? Like, there's no, like, animal, half human, half animal, or, like, a race that, like, didn't fully develop, or something that's more developed than us, but, like, live off the grid and maybe don't even speak, English. That's, like, most of the world. You know what I'm talking about. I believe it. I think that I don't know if it was, like, a Wendigo. I know the last time I said that, y'all got pissed. Or if it was like a person, or if it was like a being, or if it was ghosts. Like, I don't even know if this was a ghost story, and this is supposed to be a ghost story video, but I believe something funk is going on in Appalachia and in our woods. Like, I genuinely believe that, just because of all the accounts of it. And, like, I hear that, like, people that are from that area, like, warn people. that like travel in there, or like people that are visiting, that there's shit like that happens, and you need to be like careful of it. So what if I just like became like a ghost adventurer? Would y'all like be pissed? Like if my account turned into like going to haunted places? Before I tell you guys my story, it's very short, it's very to the punch. It keeps you thinking. I've told this story maybe on TikTok before, I'm not sure, I can't remember. I hope you're ready for it. It's not like super like scary or creepy. Kind of, it's pretty creepy, but I hope you guys are ready. Do you guys see this? What am I doing? What would you call what I'm doing? Taking a what? Fatty shot of climb. You're right. Oh God! Wow! Also, if you guys were wondering how me and Stephanie are doing, we are doing bad. Because she is bad as fuck. Tell them what you did. She never wants to say it. Last night, it's always at night for some reason with Stephanie. Me and my fiance were sleeping in bed, and he shook me awake, and I was like, what is it? And I was like kind of afraid because he's never woken me up like in the middle of the night before. And he's like, do you smell that? And I was like, no, I don't smell anything. He's like, it smells like gas. And then I start, like, I get up, like, trying to, like, fully wake myself up. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. When I stand up, I smell gas. I go into the living room, looking around to see what the smell is, to see if it even is gas. And then I finally get to the kitchen. Who do you think is standing over the stove, turning it to full fucking blast with a lighter in her other hand? I don't know if she thought it through, but she also would have died as well. So she is in big fucking trouble. Fuck you. So I lived at this house with my mom. He split the house 50-50 with her best friend, but her best friend was always working. Like, he had a traveling job, so he helped with rent, but he was honestly never really there. And my sister had just moved out, I think maybe half a year, maybe a year before. My brother is in a different state. My mom's not dating anyone. So it's just me and my mom in the house. My mom recently just got a pool from Walmart because we have a kind of a big backyard, but it's just all dirt because we live in Arizona, which is most houses in Arizona just have dirt backyards or rock backyards. And it gets hot as fuck in Arizona. So like if you have a pool, like you're considered rich. So we got like an above ground pool, which was like at Walmart. I think you can get a pretty decent sized one. I think it was probably like 12 feet by 12 feet or something. Like it was a pretty good size, and we installed it in the backyard. I was using it every fucking day after school. Every day. Like every single day I would come home, the house was empty because I just lived with my mom. She was working until like 7 p.m. So the moment I got off of school, I'd get food, eat the food, then go swimming. A little bit of backstory in this house. The owner of this house is my mom's friend. We were going to move into a different house, but he told my mom we'd be able to pay like $900 a month on it's literally my mom. I was literally 12. My mom would be able to like pay $900 a month on rent. We couldn't find that price literally anywhere. I think this was in like 2013. If I was 13, it was 2013. I'm a little bit special. My birthday is the year that it is because I was born in 2000. We found out a few months later that his mom died in the house. Which is why he owns it. It was his mom's house and he's living somewhere else. So he gave us a really good deal on it. $900 a month in rent. We were renting. I never really thought about like how she died in the house because I was very into like horror movies and stuff. So I maybe thought like once or twice maybe her ghost was in there or something. But I never really thought about it because like if there was a ghost, like an old lady ghost, like it's not really like scary to me for some reason. And he was a really nice dude. So like I would just assume his mom was nice too. So here's the front door. You're the inside of the house. So you would go here, be met with a wall. And over here would be my room, the roommate's room, the bathroom, and then my mom's room. And there's a wall right here, right? I didn't like that back area. My room, I wasn't scared of. The living room, I wasn't scared of. The dining room, the kitchen. And there was a back door to the house. There was a back door that would lead to a gate, a carport. So you would go out the door, there'd be a gate, a carport, there would be another door right here that was to the outdoor laundry room, and then this is the whole backyard. So one day after school, I'm swimming like I usually do. I probably am swimming for like maybe 10 minutes. And I hear the gate open to next to the back door. The gate to get to the carport. It's about a half-size gate, probably to your chest. And you'd have to latch it on the other side to swing it open. And it swung open. I heard it latch. And I'm like, I didn't hear a car pull up. My mom would have to pull up to get home from work. My sister has a car if she wanted to come to our house. She's across town. So I'm thinking maybe my mom sent a friend over. I'm very confused. And I'm like, hello? And I'm in the pool. My belly's hanging out. I have no shirt on. So I'm already insecure. Who is this? I'm like, hello? No one responds to me. Then I hear, hi, Journey, which is my cat's name. So it makes me feel a little bit better. It sounded feminine. So I'm like, okay, first of all, it's a girl. I feel a little bit better. They know my cat's name. So like that makes it better too. I don't know. So I'm like, my mom wouldn't be off for work yet. So it must be my sister visiting or something. So I call my sister's name out. No reply. I haven't heard someone go in the house yet. So I'm like, hello? I call her name again, no response. Then I hear the door to the back door open and close behind it, like they're in the house. Why wouldn't they say hi to me? I'm like, what the fuck? So I get out, I go to the back door, and I see my cat, Journey. She's an indoor-outdoor cat. She doesn't go out too often, but sometimes she does, and usually she just stays in the backyard. And she's sitting on the gate by the back door, looking at me. And I'm like, okay, someone's definitely here because my cat's already here on the gate next to the back door. And I feel weird. Like, I feel like awkward. I'm like, something doesn't feel really right. So I go into the house and I'm calling people's names. I think it'd be, I'm calling my sister's name, my mom's name, the roommate's name. Maybe it's the roommate that came home early. No. I call my mom and I'm like, Mom, were you just here? Were you picking something up? She's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, I just heard someone in the backyard and they said our cat's name and they went into the house. I heard it. She's like, no, call your sister. Call my sister. She's pissed. I'm calling her. She's probably doing something. She's like, what? And I'm like, are you at the house? She's like, no, what the fuck? And I'm like, I just heard a voice. And she's like, whatever. Like, what do you want me to do about it? I'm like, okay, what the fuck? I called the roommate in a completely different state, traveling. There was no one there. No one in the house. No one in the backyard. We don't know any neighbors that would know our cat's name. We don't talk to any of our neighbors. Nothing. Absolutely no one that could have known my cat's name. No one in the house. That was pretty much just the end of the story. Like, there was nothing else. So, I mean, pretty fucking freaky. I'm guessing if it was a ghost, it was the house owner's mom that died in the house. But never anything freaky happened. I mean, I did feel a little bit of eyes on me, but it never felt like malignant, you know what I mean? So we actually got kicked out of that house because he had to foreclose on it because he wasn't making payments with the rent money we were giving him. So I don't know what he was doing with that money. But we had to move out. So yeah. My camera died, yay! I think Stephanie's using her telepathy to fuck me over. I can't catch a fucking break. Disclaimer. I submitted this in the past. Disclaimer. I submitted this in the past. All events are true. Okay, I just heard my fiance say, shh, he's filming. But then I also heard him riling her up to be loud. Really? All events are true in this story. My house was built in 1904. Okay. I think when you move into a house that's built in 1904, like it should just be part of the documents when you're signing it. You will get choked. You will get hung. You will be killed. It is a single family home, wood frame setting on a concrete block of foundation. I have been living here for 12 years. Of all the weird things that my siblings and I have seen or heard in the house, this one and this event is my favorite. I don't know if it'd be my favorite, per se. This happened to my brother. About 10 years ago, my brother and his best friends had started a garage band playing mostly Spanish rock. Alternative music, but in Spanish. Okay, different. His friends could only get together on Sunday afternoons. They would practice in the early evening. They would usually call it quits by 8 p.m. This was the time I usually showed up and went to bed, because I worked the graveyard shift. This happened in late fall, so the days were getting shorter. They had just finished a long session when they decided to head to someone else's house. My brother handed his car keys to his buddy so they could load up the equipment. Everyone had filed out of the basement. The tricky part was that they needed to walk all the way to the back of the basement, up the back stairs, through the kitchen doorway, down the hall into the living room, and out the front porch. Everyone was outside sitting in my brother's truck waiting for him. My brother was walking back up the stairs when he remembered that he had left his pancakes in a to-go container sitting on a speaker in the basement. He made the decision to go back. Now, the basement is not clean, with full sight lines. There had been partitions made, and the boiler and the maid heating unit are right smack in the middle. So after my brother walks back, he is about to retrieve his food container when out of the corner of his eye, he sees it. Sees what? His to-go container, or? It is a shadowy figure. Okay. Right out of his peripheral vision. This feeling of dread and uneasiness washed over my brother. We had been taught that if you were in the presence of a spirit or a ghost, or you felt a bad vibe, to say quick prayer or cuss at it. You were taught that? What do you mean you were taught if you saw a ghost? I was never taught how to deal with ghosts. Is that something you should do as a parent? My brother chose the latter. He basically just told it, hey, fuck you. Don't have time for this shit. You know what? Fuck you. I don't have time for this. Where's my fucking pancakes? My brother started to walk to the back of the basement and briskly walk up the stairs, closing the doors, turning off the lights as he was walking out. The last light switch is on the opposite side of the front door. Luckily, the door was open and the light from the street lamp was flooding the living room with this amber light. My brother said he felt something at his back, but at no point did he turn around. As he flicked the light switch to the living room, it went dark, as the rest of the house. Okay, if I just saw a ghost in the living room and I was like sprinting up the stairs to like go to safety, I wouldn't be like, oh, I still have to turn this light off. Bitch, you're staying in the light. Don't piss me off. As he stepped out, he pulled on the door, closing it behind him. Still holding his food container in one hand, he jogged down the few porch steps. He walked towards the front gate. Our house resides far from the main street, essentially having a large front yard but no rear garage. As he closed the gap between himself and his friend Layden's truck, he kind of smiled and thought things over in his head, mad at himself for spooking out when there was no reason. He climbed to the driver's side of the truck, putting on his seatbelt and getting ready to pull out of the parking spot directly in front of the house, when one of his friends asked, "Hey, wait, what about your brother? Isn't he coming with us?" My brother answered, "What do you mean? He went to work early tonight. He's already gone. Do you see his car anywhere?" The next question they asked, "So then who was walking behind you when you were leaving the house?" What? I didn't like that. Like, at fucking all. I want to experience a ghost event. Like, I do. Like, am I, like, white for thinking that? Like, I just feel like, I feel like a main character, you know? And then, like, if you find, like, a really nice ghost, like, why, like, if they're real, why do they not want to, like, do stuff? Like, why can't you be like, hey, like, the cat box is dirty, you're living here, what if you cleaned it? Hello, don't be greedy.
Do you got a little hair hanging from your thighs, little lady?
I have a little frame. Did you guys ever watch, I think it was like Ghost Encounters, or like My Ghost, I think it was called like A Ghost Story or something. It was like real accounts of ghosts, and they did like live remakes of while they were telling, like it was like someone talking to the screen telling the story, and then there was like an acting scene of like acting out what happened. And there was this one that used to freak me the fuck out when I was little. It was like this girl just moved into the house with her mom and brother, I think. It was like a single mom. She was always gone working like 3 jobs or something. And they just like kept seeing like ghost stuff happen in the house. And it was like a male presence, like a male ghost. And he was aggressive. and he had like a liking towards the teenage daughter. Like he was always haunting her, not the mom, not the brother. He was obsessed with the teenage daughter. And there was, at the end, like the climax of the story, and they like acted it out. It used to freak me the fuck out when I was little watching that episode, and I'd watch it all the time. It was like my favorite one. I don't know why. And I was watching horror movies at this time, like I said before. Like I was watching horror movies at this time, but they never scared me. But this episode scared me for some reason. She was in her room. It's probably fake, like who fucking knows, for TV or whatever, but like I believed it when I was little. She was in her room one night after like a whole bunch of ghost experiences happened, and she woke up, all the lights are off in her room, she heard like a voice or something, and they got the lights on, but her door wouldn't open. Like her door to her room would not fucking like unlatch. It wasn't even locked, it just wouldn't open. And she was like screaming because she felt something and she was scared. So she started screaming. So her brother and her mom came out and were like trying to unlock it from the other side. Would not open. She had like a little grate to her room that would lead to the hallway to the other rooms and the rest of the house. And if you popped it open, you could like crawl out. It wasn't like AC wasn't getting in because it just led to the other side of the wall. I'm guessing it was just for like airflow or something. I don't fucking know. So she got the grate off and she started crawling out of the room, and her mom bent down to help her and pull her out. She saw the figure of the male that was obsessed with her pulling on her. So she started like fucking trying to crawl out, and she started levitating. I mean, it sounds fake when I say it. It probably was, but it's still scary. She starts levitating, and they're like fighting over this girl. Like the mom and the brother are like pulling the sister, and the ghost is on the other side like trying to pull her back in the room. Like, how fucking greedy are you? Give her back. Fuck. Alright, I'm back. This is the final makeup look. I feel like I fucking ate down. Something's off about it though. Like I kind of look like dead. You put makeup on like a stiff, cold body. Was that weird? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I love you guys so much. I hope that you guys have had a good week so far, and you guys have been commenting that a lot of you guys have been going through some shit. Y'all have been going through breakups, y'all have been going through cheating, y'all have been going through deaths in the family, your pets have been passing away, and like, I don't know what the fuck's in the air. Like, I'm so sorry you guys are going through that, and I hope you guys are healing, and you guys are eating good, y'all are seeing movies that make you happy, y'all are going on trips, y'all are finding little moments in the week that fill you with joy, I guess, because I'm gonna be honest, most of the time of being human is pretty shitty experiences, and if it takes you ordering something for $5 off of Amazon and you looking forward towards that package, girl, do it. Just do it. But next week is going to be painting my subscribers drunk while I read your guys' confessions. Yep, I'm bringing it fucking back. I think I did confessions and painting differently though, but I'm putting in the same video. So I'm going to post the link to where you guys can put it on the Google form, and I'm gonna read it. So it'll be perfect. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna get your guys' submissions for where to paint on your Instagram. I'll have to find a way between now and next week, but I don't know, it sounds fucking hard. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, finished makeup look. I love you guys so much, and stay rad, stay bad.